We're going to open up with the economic development state contract, BFA, Blackwell Facility Authority. First of all, let's take care of the matters that we need to. Everyone will stand, get the invocation going. And the flag shot. Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Please help all of our councils here as we go into the business sessions that we have this evening, which are several. So we thank you, Jesus. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Blackwell Facility Authority. Call to order. Consent agenda. All items listed are considered non-controversial and shall be approved by one motion of the governing body unless a request for discussion and an item is made by a trustee. After discussion of the item, further action may be taken as deemed appropriate by the governing body. A, minutes of the regular BFA meeting minutes from 3/18/2021. B, minutes of the special work session minutes from 3/18/2021. C, requisition register items for payment. POs have already been issued and funds are encumbered. Any discussion? With no discussion, do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Markwart,
Aye.
Green. Aye. Braden.
Aye.
Khalil.
Aye.
Webb.
Aye.
Okay, number 3, business. Discussion, consideration, and possible action. Consider approval of an economic development agreement with the Grand Lake Mental Health Center, a not-for-profit Oklahoma corporation, Grand Lake, providing for transfer of Block 1, Lots 6 and 11, and south half of Lot 5 and west 40-foot of Lot 5, Vintage Edition, to the city of Blackwell, Kay County, state of Oklahoma, in consideration of Grand Lake remodeling and retrofitting the building and property as and operating a 24/7 mental health emergency facility and associated mental health clinic. Mr. Smith, can I get you to come forward? And I believe you had some of your staff here tonight.
Get my hearing aids to work here.
Yeah, Larry, I want to say it's our pleasure to have you and your staff here today and to really introduce you to the community of Larry Smith, Chief Executive Officer for Grand Lake Mental Health Center. And we have already entered into about a 2-year lease agreement for the Grand Lake Mental Health Center to be out at the Red Cross building. And while that's occurring, we've had the good fortune of Mr. Smith looking at our Houston school, which is owned by the BFA, and looking at that as a potential site for a permanent site for a 24-hour mental health facility and a clinic out there. And I'll let you talk in a minute. But I did prepare an agreement, and really this agreement, it just says that we've got the ODEQ out there right now doing some environmental things, so that's a precondition to any deal. But if that does occur, during that time, Grand Lake Mental Health Center can go out there and can look at the facility and see if it'll work for their needs, either level it and remove it, or what he said he'd rather do is retrofit it and remodel it and use it, because it is kind of a historical site, raise the roof and the like. So I put together a contract it's got that precondition. First of all, you got ODEQ, you gotta get through that. And then he has to make sure that that site is right for him. And then thereafter, it's just the things that he does and the things that we do. And the things that we do is make sure that there's electric there and that there's adequate water there. We're gonna have to upsize the line there. We're gonna have to put this through zoning, and we're gonna have to do a site plan. So there's some procedural things that we'll have to do. That agreement is on your agenda. I did send it to him. I'm telling you, for our purposes, it's right. I mean, it's right. But Larry also says that it works for him. So with that introduction, this is a wonderful thing. Up to 40 employees, a new payroll. This is great for Blackwell.
Yeah, Grand Lake Mental Health was originally in northeast Oklahoma in 7 counties. Edmond Fair Community Mental Health Center actually covered K County and the 5 counties, Osage County, Payne County, Pawnee County. And so we took over the Edmond Fair area based upon the Department of Mental Health putting that out for an RFP, and we came in and put an RFP in. We are a certified community mental health center. We are different from a community mental health center in many ways. By the way, I better say thank you to everybody. I recognize you as the city council, the mayor, councilor, city manager I've already met, and thank you all for and being so generous and inviting us into your community. We believe we can be a major asset to you. We know we can be a major asset to you. We are medical. We're a medical facility. We treat mental illness and mental health issues and drug addiction. Every community has it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but we all recognize it in our communities. We want to come into your communities on a very short basis and into your Red Cross building. We're going to pay for the remodel of that. We'll bring in staff, LMHPs, case managers. We will go into your schools and start working with the children there in your schools, and also have outpatient clinics for anyone who wants to come into our clinic at no charge. We serve the indigent population. That is our forte. That is what we do best. And there is no charge for coming to Grand Lake Mental Health. We serve Medicaid, Medicare, and indigent people, and we're paid through by the Department of Mental Health and by the state of Oklahoma. So, what we are going to bring into your community that not all communities have that we're in is a 24/7 crisis unit. That unit will be serving K County, also be bringing some, go as far as out as 30 miles, so it would also be bringing some people in from Grant County. Those people would be people in need of services could possibly harm themselves. They are not criminals. We're not bringing people in that we have to worry about coming into your community and harming people in your community. These people are people that have been determined to be in need of services to keep from harming themselves. They will be brought in to this 24/7 unit. It will take us 2 years, by the way, to build this. The reason we wanted to do a 2-year lease on your Red Cross building is we know it's going to take 2 years to build the facility that we're talking about and to staff it and to bring people in. So this is a long-term project. We'll be here for a long term after that. We never leave once we're here. So anyway, the project is to make sure that your community has appropriate mental health services. That's why we're here. We thank you for letting us come in. We thank you for helping us. You have a school. We looked at it. We think that we can come in and do a design around that school to where we basically, it would kind of be Josh is my expert at coming up with the concept. In fact, he just looked at it and said, here's what we need to do. Kind of like coming into an airport where you come into the building, and then you have different wings that you go into. One of those being for children, one being for adults, and one being for a crisis unit and urgent care. He come at that really quick, and I was a little bit slow on that one, so I'll give all that credit to him. He wants to leave the architect of the school there as much as possible, and make it look as much as possible like the school because of the historical architectural work that was done in the school originally. We will need a 6-inch water line coming in there for our fire suppression system. And of course, the electricity looks like most of it's already there for me. It's pretty heavily, got a lot of electricity coming into it. We would hire the same, and we're hoping to hire the same engineers that you have working on your hospital. We'll use local contractors as much as we possibly can. And we are a good neighbor. We are a good person, a good group to have in your community. And we look forward to serving your community and serving you. And if we can pull this contract off, we will take a building that is coming apart. There's a problem in your community right now, because I can promise you, I've walked through it, and the kids have already started breaking into it. All the stuff that happens when a building is empty. An empty building deteriorates quicker than any other type building. So anyway, do y'all have any questions to me about anything that we're talking about here? We're going to spend about $2.5 million remodeling the building and building it. That was a guesstimate. It's going to end up being around 17,000 square feet of actual space inside, and then we'll be adding another, so it'll be close to around a 20,000 square foot building when we complete it, with the 3 runs and the structure that ties them all together. Would be have to build a parking lot, which would be to the, I get my directions messed up. Toward the playground area, there has to be a parking lot put in there, because that's about the only place to put a parking lot in. Unless we close the street and build a parking lot and make that street a parking lot, which we're not recommending you do. We're just saying that the best place to put a parking lot right now would be where the playground area is. And that seems to be the place that we would do that. Of course, we would have engineers and architects tell us how to do that, and we would just basically fund it. Once we're done, it'll be about a $2.5 million payroll that would be in your community. And like I said, we're good neighbors. We just gave 340 iPads to Sequoia School System because we're good neighbors. And a certified community mental health center not only treats the individuals in the community, but it tries to make the community as healthy as we possibly can from a mental health standpoint also. Giving those computers to the Sequoia School System was a way for us to help the community be healthier. And those are the type of things we like to do in our communities where we're at.
When would you start?
We will start hiring real quickly as far as outpatient clinic. The clinic that we're remodeling right now, we got a drawing on it a couple of weeks ago. We'll start doing that. Hopefully we'll have services in here by the 1st of June, end of June, 1st of July. And then the other clinic will be started after the DEQ gives us a okay that it's been cleaned up, because they'll do that free for the city, but I would have to pay for it. So that's a great deal. We'll let them do their job and let the city get that done for you free. Then we'll come in, have these architects behind me over here start drawing and start working for us, and we'll hopefully be up in 2 years.
Sounds super.
I mean, wouldn't through the,
Any questions?
it might be more, like through the zoning and planning part of it, would give opportunity for residents in the immediate area to have input, or just, I mean, they may have more questions and stuff. I mean, you've answered a lot, but, I mean.
I'll be glad to come back anytime. That y'all have a city council meeting, that you have questions from your community.
But that's, I mean, it's, even though we agree to this, there's still time for residents, well, that would be next door to kind of
Oh, absolutely. We can't.
voice their opinion
Yeah.
and.
Yeah, we
any
can't
concerns.
contract zone, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
this agreement says that we'll go through that
Right.
process. We're gonna use our good faith and best effort to do it, but we're gonna have hearings, we're gonna put out notices. Actually, the notices have to go out further than 300 feet. They have to go out a quarter of the mile for this type of facility. And it might be a good idea to start, you know, before there's, you know, a bunch of talk and all, to, you know, to go into those areas, to perhaps give those folks pamphlets and stuff. I don't know about right now, but right now is probably about as good as any, because you know how talk gets started, and then an opposition group or something, so you could, you know, if you could get out there and let them know kind of what it is and a timeline, that might be a good idea. That's a good point.
Yeah, we definitely, we want to come in with everybody's knowledge of what we're doing. We did great work, so we have no problem opening up whatever we're talking about doing to the public and want their input. And if there is any issues, we would like to address them and take care of them up front. And if that structure turns out not to be the right structure, doesn't mean we don't still want to come into Blackwell. We've looked at several of your buildings, but most of them have marijuana growers out there. And so we really were interested in some of your bigger buildings, and every time I look at one and ask about it, they say, well, it's a marijuana grower. So we just kind of gave up on any other buildings and started looking at some other alternatives, and the school was one of those alternatives. So I don't know where they're selling all the marijuana at, I must be.
Mental health business.
That's also why we're in the drug addiction and drug and alcohol business also, as well as mental health.
Perfect
So
location.
they continue to make sure we're needed. So, and, you know, they say that sometimes something's in the water, so it's interesting you're talking about water. So anyway, I do that kind of jokingly, but we're very serious about our business and very serious about helping the community, so.
Could you,
We'll
Larry,
follow the
introduce,
lead.
could you introduce your staff?
Yes, I'm sorry, Josh Cantwell, my Chief Operating Officer. Josh, you got anything to say? You drove all the way down here with me. He drove me here, Bob. I am a dangerous driver, he won't even ride here.
My name is Josh Cantwell, I'm Chief Operating Officer for Grand Lake. We went to the barbecue place before we came, but it doesn't open until 5. So I'm gonna talk if I have to wait till. But so in addressing the concern about the zoning situation, so we have 3 similar facilities right now, various places in the state, and 2 of those are actually in very close proximity to residential areas. So we can come equipped with some very good data on the safety of those.
I think it'd make the area residents
You'd make them feel
understand and
better.
feel better about what's gonna be there. I mean, I know
Yeah.
that, I think everybody would like something done with those buildings, but
It
sometimes
sounds scary
your
when we talk about it like
thought,
this. It sounds
you
scary.
know,
And when he's talking about bringing people in from other areas, these are going to be the people that are secured. So these aren't people that are going to be relocated. These aren't people that are going to stay for more than 3 to 5 days to get stabilized, and we take them right back to their communities. So it's not going to be a situation where we're going to be bringing in people from other communities that are struggling. So I think if we come equipped with that data for you guys too, if we send that out so you guys have that ammo to address some of these issues before we get to have the formal conversations, that I think it would be very helpful to show how safe that those facilities are. So thank you. And again, when we was talking about the integrity of that architecture, that's one of our main concerns when we heard about that, the Houston school being designed and the architect being kind of famous and it being something for the community. The last thing we want to do is come in and take that away. So we truly are. So from the end, that's the opposite side where the storm shelter and the little building and the playground are. From the opposite side of that, when you look at it from that other angle, you're going to see all 3 of those structures with the same roof design, same angles that you see right now. So from that angle, it's going to maintain, all it'll do is it's going to be kind of a pitchfork design where you're going to see a connection in that other end. And so you'll maintain that entire integrity. So that's kind of what we want to make sure happens. Thank you very much for letting us come and
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have put a contract together based on the conversations that we started with Grand Lake, and we've presented it to you. They've also had an opportunity to look at it today, and I think everything was fine from your perspective. Is that right, Larry and Josh?
Yes.
It's fine?
We have no problem with the way it reads. We'll work around anything we need to work around to make it work.
And I am recommending approval.
Any more discussion? With there being no more discussion, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Markwart,
Aye.
Green. Aye. Braden,
Aye.
Balil,
Aye.
Webb.
Aye.
Welcome.
Thank you. We'll go in and work.
So do we want to go to municipal? on next to Blackwell Municipal Authority.
Mr. Chairman, let's go ahead and finish this agenda, then we won't have to come back. Yeah, we just have new business and an adjournment, so.
Okay. Back to the Blackwell Facility Authority, any new business? With there being no new business, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion.
Second.
Markwart,
Aye.
Green,
Aye.
Khalil,
Aye.
Webb,
Aye.
Braden.
Aye.
Sorry.
Okay, the next will be the Blackwell Municipal